Hey guys, Whitney Proctor here, Senior Director with Wildtree in Wichita, Kansas, and I wanted to bring you some information today about one-on-one menu planning consultations or meal planning consultations. I've been doing them for about 4 months now, and they have actually been the primary bulk of my business since August. One of our kiddos has some new medical needs that is taking up a little bit more of our evening time, and so I'm not able to do as many parties, but I really am committed to my goals and my vision that I have for this year, and I really just want to stay in touch with my customers. So one-on-one meal planning consultations have been a way for me to work my business during the daytime when the kids are at school, to still maintain my sales goal of 3,500 in personal sales a month or higher, and to be able to achieve that. And so I've put together all my resources for you on one-on-one meal planning consultations, and I wanted to walk you through with those. So first off, let me just set a little bit of clarity on why you would do these and really who these are for. Meal planning consultations are great for your customers that are looking for some one-on-one additional support, maybe people that can't make it to a party but are really interested in revitalizing their kitchen, doing a little bit of a pantry makeover, and finding the right resource for them. One-on-one meal planning consultations are a great way for you as a Wildtree rep to put some additional sales in your volume for the month, grow your customer base, and be able to serve your customers in that one-on-one capacity. So how I started doing meal planning consultations is I sent out an email to my customer base and just said, hey guys, I'm now offering free menu planning consultations. Are you interested? And pretty quickly, I had about 10 to 15 appointments in my first 2 weeks running meal planning consultations. And I feel like I've kind of gotten this down to a little bit of an art. And so I wanted to share with you guys the simple way to do this and how to not overcomplicate it. So I'm going to move to a screen share now and show you a resource that hopefully will help you be able to quickly and efficiently run some one-on-ones to help you boost your sales starting even this week. All right, so let me show you here. This is a Google Drive I put together with just some information to help you be able to run one-on-ones and answer some of the questions you might have. So you can go to tinyurl.com/1on1 menu. So the number one, O-N, the number one menu, to be able to find these resources to help you efficiently do one-on-one menu planning. So in here, you'll find an email to your customer base that you can send out with CommCentral with a video that from Annie Alexander, director in Kansas City, that shows you how to use CommCentral. There's also a one-on-one menu planning questionnaire that will help you really go through this on the phone. So most of the time I do these on the phone in 20 to 30-minute appointment blocks. And these are just some of the questions that I ask my customers. What does dinner time look like for you? How many people do you feed? Your dietary restrictions? And really try to help narrow down for them really what their mealtime dilemma is. And then the great thing about Wildtree is that you don't have to put anything new together. Everything has already been put together for you. You just have to point them to the right resource. So when I first send out the email, I have them fill out the meal planning consultation form first in a Google form. So you can make a copy of this by clicking on these 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. Click on make a copy, and then this information is yours. So you can call it Susie Smith menu planning, whatever you want to call it. And this will make a copy of it. Make sure that you save it to your own computer and not to the shared Google Drive. And then anytime someone fills out this information, you're going to be able to click on responses and see their answers to this information right there. You can send your Google Drive out by clicking your Google form out by clicking on the send button and then clicking on the paperclip icon, which is the attachment. I like to shorten the URL so it's not so long, and then you just copy this. It copies it to your clipboard, and then you can paste it in an email. So Google Form is pretty simple to use. It's awesome because it gathers all kinds of data for you without you having to ask these questions specifically, and then that'll be available for you in there. So you've got the email here, you've got the Google Form, you've got the sheet that helps you walk through the phone conversation, and then of course the question is, well, what do you recommend to them? Really listen to their needs and listen to what they have. And as a Wildtree rep, the best way for you to be able to share products and solutions with other people is to know them personally. So I recommend that you guys are using things like the workshop options, the 10-minute prep bundle that's now available on the website. The recipes are in here for you too. Make sure that you're playing around with the Make Fresh bundles, the staples, and the mason jar salad options so that you can quickly make a reference and a recommendation for your customers. I like to recommend that most of my customers get a workshop kit, another 10 to 15 minute menu option like the 10-minute prep bundle or the Make Fresh bundle, or a couple staples, one of those 3 things, and then a couple salad dressings to do mason jar salad dressings. everybody, whether they're a busy mom staying at home or a busy mom working full time or someone that's an empty nester or kiddos are in school age, everybody is on the go around the lunch hour. And based on some research I did, talking to my customers and also some research on the FDA website, I found that fast food is the most popular over lunchtime. So if we can really help people kind of minimize that lunchtime craving for fast food, I think we'll be in a win too. So again, the most common recommendation is the workshop option, plus a quick 10 to 15 minute option for those busy nights, whether it's the 10-minute prep bundle or a couple staples off our staple swap sheet, and then a couple salad dressings. So look at the workshop options, get to know them a little bit more yourself, and then just make that recommendation for them. I think that a lot of people overthink the one-on-ones and they think that it's going to be really hard or that you have to be a dietitian. It's essentially you just doing a whole party just for 2 people. So don't be overwhelmed by it. Don't feel like you have to know everything to be able to do it. It's just you listening to your customers' needs, knowing the resources that we have at hand. Don't overcomplicate it and help them make that menu that's going to be the right fit for them. And then my final tip on menu planning consultations is to have a plan to close. So if you share all this great information with them and they're like, okay, great, thanks, and they don't do anything with it, then you've really not done your job to, 1, help them get the meal on the actual table, and 2, you haven't gotten your sales from that phone call and the time that you've spent. So how I end every call with, okay, Susie, so based on what I'm going to go into a role play here. So Susie, based on what you've heard today, kind of based on some of the things that we've talked about, do you think the best option is going to be for us to go ahead and order those 3 or 4 options that I just shared with you? Or do you want to, sorry, I had a couple pop-ups. Do you want to take some time to look at this and I will touch base with you tomorrow? What's going to be the best fit? 9 times out of 10, they want to look at everything and I follow up with them tomorrow. So I'll email them the workshop options and whatever other things we talked about, whether it's the staple guide and the 10-minute prep or the staple guide and the salad dressing options. Email those things for them to look at. Have them make a list of the meals they would like to cook over the next month. We have in that folder, you'll also see a menu planning thing for the month they can print out and write in at home. So then the next day I will call or text back and say, okay, girl, what did you decide to do? Let's get this order in, so that they can start menu planning right away. Every now and then someone wants to just go ahead and close it on the phone. Maybe more like 3 times out of 10 they want to do that, but go ahead and close that on the phone, get their order in, and get that plugged in right away. So how I do the order then is I set up one party link for the whole month called Menu Planning November, Menu Planning December, whatever month you're in. And then once they've decided to place their order, I go ahead and get all their information, get their credit card number, and then I just go ahead and copy and paste my party link to the browser and pretend like I'm shopping like a customer and go ahead and check them out. So their order is going to ship right away, and I'm able to collect the host credits off of all those orders that are going in over the month like it's one big party. So I hope this has been helpful for you to run some one-on-one menu planning consultations. It's really an awesome way for us to build relationships with our customers, build friendships with them, and be able to serve them in a one-on-one capacity. So don't feel like you have to know everything. Don't feel like you have to be an expert. Do not reinvent anything new. Wildtree has tons of resources for you, and get started on your one-on-ones this week. I know you're going to do a great job.